What's going on, guys? This is Vince with vshred.com, and today I'm going to be giving you guys 3 fixes for wider shoulders. So, wider shoulders, what I'm going to be talking about. And before I get into these 3 actually easy fixes or just tips when you're going to the gym and you're just doing any kind of shoulder training and you're trying to go for a wider appearance with your shoulders, you first got to understand what exactly it is that you're trying to train. When it comes to your shoulders, you have part of your deltoid, not even going to get into the traps right now, but with your deltoid you have 3 main bundles of muscle fibers. You have your front, your anterior deltoid, you have your side, your medial deltoid, and then you have your posterior or your rear delt. And when you're trying to get wider shoulders, you got to understand that you're just trying to hit that medial head. That some people call it the lateral head, people just call it the outer head, the side head, whatever you call it. You got to be hitting that outer portion, that outer bundle of fibers, so that you can get a wider appearance with your shoulders. And this is also going to help achieve that V taper appearance, just an aesthetic figure. Now let's get into these tips. The first tip is going to be in relation to exactly how the muscle works. Now when you're trying to build up a muscle, you have to understand what it is that stimulates a muscle, and that is by shortening and lengthening the muscle. And when it comes to your rear, or your side delt, your medial deltoid, you have to understand that the fibers start right here and basically run up and insert into the outer portion of your clavicle, and basically you just want to take your upper arm bone and get it as close up to here. You want to shorten this portion right here as much as possible, and shortening that is going to stimulate the fibers. Lengthening it is going to give it the stretch. Doing that over and over, those are the repetitions that you need to do in order to get your medial deltoid or medial head of your deltoid to grow. And that is just simply by elbow abduction. If you don't know what elbow abduction is, it basically just means taking your elbows, forgetting about your hand. A lot of people get all too worried about what's in their hands, and they end up looking like this when they do like side delts. They bring it up and they look like a little T-Rex or something. What you want to focus on is your elbows. You want to focus on bringing your elbows from down to the side, out to your side, just like that. This is abduction. And then when you bring it in towards the midline, of your body, that is adduction. When you bring it out away from the midline, that is abduction. So you want to do abduction with your elbows, and that is going to be the first tip. So instead of getting this weight and really just doing whatever with your elbows, maybe you see someone in the gym and they look like this, they got way too much weight and they end up going like this. But if you look at my elbows, I'm not really getting that much abduction or adduction with my elbows. Whereas if I just stop doing whatever the hell I'm doing with my arms right now, and I start focusing on what really is going to shorten and lengthen that muscle, it's going to be by taking my elbows from down on my side, out to the side, abducting and adducting back towards the midline, right there. That's going to be the first tip, really focusing on not just getting this weight from point A to point B, but really understanding what it is that's going to shorten and lengthen that muscle, and that is going to be taking your arm right there, bringing it out to the side, shortening that muscle, bringing it back down, lengthening that muscle over and over again. So that's going to be the first tip. Second tip is going to go right along with this shortening and lengthening of the muscle, and really just trying to target that with the elbow abduction, bringing your elbows out to the side. And this is going to be by minimizing the engagement of your secondary or even tertiary muscle groups that are going to be helping you with these lateral raises. So a lot of times what you see in the gym is guys, and this is typically due to them going too heavy, is they grab this weight and they start doing these lateral raises, and they bring the weight up, they probably bounce a little bit with their knee, and then they bring the weight up way up here. And now what you're finding is that you're not just working your deltoid, but you're also going to start working your traps, because once this weight gets up past shoulder level, you're all of a sudden not working your deltoid anymore, and from here to here is going to be trap engagement. From here to here, full range of motion is right here, right there, right there. Anything past that is trap engagement. So you really want to focus on not only stopping when you get up to shoulder level right here, but also really focusing on creating as much space between your, let's say, the outer portion of your shoulder and let's say your head or your neck. Just creating as much space here, pressing your shoulder down. There's a big difference between when you're doing lateral raises right here, and if you are pressing your shoulders down and then doing your lateral raises right there. Big difference between that and this. This is a lot of shoulder shrugging, a lot of trap engagement. Press those down. Make sure you're really focusing on that elbow abduction. With that elbow, press it down, that elbow coming out to the side rather than bringing this up, because when you focus on lifting your elbow up towards the ceiling rather than pushing your elbow out away from your body, that's when you start engaging that trap. So that's tip number 2. And the third and final tip is going to be in relation to maintaining tension on your deltoid. A lot of times when you see guys doing lateral raises, they probably already, like I mentioned already, that they lose tension at the top of the exercise, because once they get past shoulder height or shoulder level, they go up above here. Now they've lost that maximum, that peak contraction with their delt, and they've moved it into their traps now. So you need to, like I said, stop going above your shoulders. You want to stop right at shoulder level. But then the other thing is when you're doing these lateral raises and you're bringing it up to shoulder level, let's say you're doing that fine, and then you bring it back down to your side and you straighten your arms, and now you're just holding on to this weight and you're kind of just maybe working your forearms a little, but really you're just resting. So right here, instead of doing this, where this is, let's say I'm doing this every time, bringing it up to the right height, back down, and then half second right there, up, half second right there, up, half second right there. Instead of cheating that half second rest every single time, a way to maintain tension on the deltoid, which is what's really going to create the most muscle stimulus and therefore break down the muscle fibers and create the most stimulus for growth. Instead, you want to bring it up to shoulder level, bring it back down, but before you completely straighten your arms and lose tension, go right back into the next rep. So it's actually going to look like this instead of right here, because from here to here, right here I'm not working my delts. Right here, I'm starting to work my delts. So this should be your starting position. Take it from here, press your shoulders down, press your elbows outward, up to shoulder level, back down, right before you straighten your arms again. So this is what a lateral raise is really going to look like. So, if you guys are struggling with getting wider shoulders, or you just want wider shoulders in general, and no matter how many lateral raises you do with dumbbells, with whatever you're doing lateral raises with, if you can't get your outer head of your deltoid to grow, go through, you could even use this as a little checklist of 3 things to make sure that you're doing every single time you do any kind of lateral raise. And once you start doing all 3 of these in even just your first set, you're going to notice a massive difference in the mind muscle connection that you feel in that deltoid or in that muscle, and you're going to feel a much better burn, a much better squeeze, a much better contraction with that muscle, and it's going to lead to better progress and wider shoulders. So try these out, guys. If you guys are wanting more tips and tricks in the gym and the kitchen supplementation, I created a free fitness quiz that matches you up with the training and the nutrition for your specific body type. Whatever it is that you're struggling with, whatever it is that your body type is, whatever shape you're in right now, and whatever your goals are, it takes in all that information and then basically matches you up with a couple of free tips at the end, and then also the 90-day program that I've written specifically for your specific goals. So if you want to check out that body shape quiz, it's free. You can check it out by clicking the link in the description below this video. Other than that, if you guys like the tips in this video, if you found any of it useful, make sure you're clicking the thumbs up below. Leave your comments below as well. If you have any questions, if you have any videos that you guys want me to make, topics you want me to cover, leave them in the comment section. And last but not least, make sure you are clicking that subscribe button. That way you're not missing out on any future videos. All right, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.